Happy Wednesday, my friends. Oh, this light is in my eye. There we go. That's better. How are you? I'm on our main Facebook page for Crickety things, and I'm also on YouTube. So I hope you can find me one of the two ways. And remember, if you don't see it live, no worries. We'll just watch it later. Easy peasy. I'm sure they're not watching right now, but all of our Florida friends, you are in our thoughts and prayers, and we will continue that as you are in the middle of some weather stuff. Today we're going to do something again a little bit different. I have an embelly that I've created. Remember, embellies are my cute pet name for joy size card SVGs. They're designed to be used with a Cricut Joy, but of course you can use them with any Cricut that uses design space, okay? So let me just show you what it is. I've already done my cutting, so you don't have to watch that, but let me bring you into design space. So when you download this, which these will be included in the membership. Now the membership is the best way to start your embelly collection because it's much more affordable. You get every embelly that I create this month will be in there, plus a few more. So if you're thinking, yeah, this is cool, I like this, I need to build a collection, this is where you want to go, right here. It's $15 a month. You get, if you go in, it'll tell you exactly what you get. You can breeze on through, you get Facebook Lives weekly, you get this on Wednesday with an embelly. You also will get 6 additional ones that aren't necessarily featured anywhere, and they're just for you. Okay? All right, so if you're thinking, gee, maybe I want to give it a try, give it a try. There's no harm in trying. If you decide after a month, it's just not for me, no worries. Cancel, and we're still friends. Okay, so today, I already cut mine, so don't peek yet. Today, I went ahead and cut the embelly. Remember, I'll show you again what it looked like in Design Space. It looks kind of funky and weird, but wait till you see how this goes together. We are still using our Happy Forest Friends Designer Series paper that we cut way back at the beginning of September. I know, just like days ago, but we did. And I have those all cut, so I'm still using them. I haven't run out yet. So, all right, I'll show you. Remember, embellies are designed to start with a simple card base. You start with an 8.5 by 11, you cut it in half at 5.5, and you score it at 4 1/4. So you create your card base way easier to use, and better because you don't waste paper, to cut this just using a trimmer. Cut it and score it, and you are good to go. You don't need to pop it through here just to cut out that, because it's one straight cut. Super simple. This is the 4 by 5 1/4 that we created our whole stack of. We created a whole stack of these when we cut our 12 by 12 Designer Series paper. Again, I will put the link below the YouTube and in the Facebook so that if you forgot it, it's on the blog, but I'll put the link there, and there's also a place for you to download the cutting guide. That's free. If you are in the membership, it's already there. I keep the part of the beauty of the membership is not only do you get a bunch of stuff, but you have a place to keep it. So it's like a storage unit for you. It's all right there. You don't have to download things. When you go back, it's still there. So it's a great place to keep track of what you have. What your embellies that you've collected, they're all in there. So it makes it easy. So there's that. Let's look back here at this. Okay, so that's what's going to cut. When I tell Cricut to go ahead and make it, it's going to send this to my Joy. So there's the first layer. Now in my case, I cut that from this. So there's that layer. This is your shadow layer, but it's also kind of like a puzzle backing, and it tells you where things go. Notice there's these kind of things here. This all tells you where to put stuff. So we're going to do this first before we get too carried away. The next layer down, we're just going to look at these because I did cut them already. The next layer is the white layer, and I did cut this from white. So here it is, all right? Then there's the sunbursty kind of layer, and I used yellow. And then moving on down, it's orange in the picture. I use this green. And last but not least is this funky little bugger. And I cut this from here. Now okay, you got it all. Now what do I do with it? The best way to figure that out is to go back into Design Space and look at the picture. That will help you know what it's supposed to look like. All right, so we're going to start building just like you would build a pizza or a sandwich. You start with the crust or your bread, which is your shadow layer, and you start building up. All right. Now, again, these can all be inked if you like that look. You don't have to. And this is going to go right there, right? See how it just fits right on you? I'm going to take this away now. Well, no, I'm not, because I still want you to see it. But this is going to fit right on the little shadow layer, the back of your puzzle layer, okay? Next, down at the bottom goes this layer, this kind of funky doodly one. That's going to go right down here at the bottom. Now, because I'm going to be tucking stuff under it, I'm just going to put a row of adhesive along the bottom. I want it to stay in place. And again, a little bit of it's going to show. I balance it so it's even. I don't have to measure anything. I do have to put it straight, however. Okay? And leave those pieces loose. We'll go back and fix those later. Then next is the starbursty layer. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to put a little bit on the bottom so I can tuck it in. And see these little pointy things here? These are the little points on your sunburst. So you're going to slide this under, make sure those line up where they should. There you go. And then last but not least is this one. And this doesn't really have anything that you need to, it fits inside the card, but I want to make sure that I don't see that bottom. Okay, I'm going to take this away now and come back to just you and zoom in a little so you can see better. So see, if I didn't push this all the way down, one, it would cover up part of this, which is where I'm going to put my sentiment, and two, I need it, I don't want it to show, so I'm going to tuck it in. But before that, I am using Apple Harvest, and I'm going to take this sweet little pattern and some smoky slate, just to add a little something more to the card. Remember, our goal with these cards is to make them look more handmade than machine made. The Cricut's doing some great stuff for us, but we want to be able to get this to look a little bit more like you did it yourself, because you did. And we're going to go ahead and just stamp that kind of, I don't know what it is, hashings. And I'm going to do 2 of them. It's just adding a little something to that white. And while I have my ink open, I'm going to do thanks for your kindness. But I want to make sure that this is going to go where I want it so that it's straight. Yep. And you are going to tuck in here. And I'm going to put you right here. Thanks for your kindness. Perfect. Okay. Take this out. I need to put a little bit of adhesive on the bottom. And tuck you in. And make sure my edges aren't showing. There we go. Whoops. And then you are going to get some dimensionals. And then this is going to pop in the top of my card, and then I'm ready to add it to my base. So I built my Embelly collection, right? Flip this baby over, and we're going to embellish, we're going to use dimensionals before we stick this down. Now, ink would be cool. I could have added some ink. Remember, we did that with a little sponge the other day. If not, you can go back and look at one of those. I'm going to pop that right on here. And this is a really unique card that you can't do with anything other than a Cricut, because you wouldn't be able to get these funky little designs unless you fussy cut them. We don't want to do that. And I'm just going to use the tiniest of pearls. So you'll notice that all the cards this month have used the same paper. I've used a couple of different stamp sets because I want you to see that you don't have to have just the one I'm using. One of these guys doesn't have any sticky on the back. There. Okay. So there is the card created with your Embelly. Now, if you thought, boy, I wish it had a little more definition, like this to this to this needs a little bit more, that's where your ink's going to come into play. Now, because we just put these guys down with just a little bit of adhesive, I can probably get you out of there. If I talk nicely, clearly you would do this before, but I just want to show you the difference. Come on, bugger, you can do it. All right, so let's say I decided before I put this together, it's much easier then, but you know, hey, we can do it both ways, that I needed a little something. So I don't want this to get ink all over me, and it will. I'm going to trim off the part that has Calypso Coral. And I'm just going to take a little smoky slate, and I'm just going to hit the edges. And you're going to be so surprised when you see what a difference this makes. It only takes a second, but it's really going to change the way your card looks. It's going to give it that much more definition and oomph. And we love oomph. Alrighty. Okay, let's try that. So now we're going to do the same thing. We're going to tuck it back under, making sure that we get it where it belongs, looking at the, let me move this out of the way, looking at the side of my card to see where that's supposed to go. The little bumpy thing right there and the little bumpy thing over here tells me that's where it goes. And now you can see that my card seems to stand out a little bit more. I could do it on this layer too, but I'm not going to take it apart. Hey Lana, good to know. Okay. So there we are. A little Embelly card. Super simple. Cricut cuts these out so fast. It's just simple little loads of the mat, and you are ready to go. Remember, easiest way to start your Embelly collection is to join the membership. They will be for sale in the store, and you can pick and choose which ones you want, but the cheapest and most efficient way is to grab the membership, and then you don't have to worry. All right, everybody.